Hi guys, please like, share and subscribe. And if you want full course for any actuarial subject, visit theactuarialguy.com or WhatsApp on this number. Thank you.
Let's look at some of these questions at the back of the module. So the first one says the problem of scarcity in economics. How is it defined? Or there are certain set of statements given about it, right? So which one of them is true? Exists only in economies which rely on market mechanism. This is definitely wrong. Okay, scarcity exists in all economies. Market mechanisms are just a way to solve it. Could be eliminated if we force prices to fall. That is also not true, because if even if you make prices fall, the resources are limited. Means that there are shortages of some goods exists because there are insufficient resources to satisfy human wants. So D is the most appropriate one given the options, right? Because there is a insufficiency of resources, you cannot have unlimited consumption, right? And that is why scarcity exists. An economy can produce either good X or good Y. The opportunity cost of producing an extra unit of good X is the value of the capital and labor used to produce good X. The number of units of good Y that must be given up in order to produce an extra unit of good X. The cost of producing good X less the cost of producing good Y. The amount of good X that would have been produced in the following year. So obviously the correct answer is B, right? Like, what do you need to give up in terms of Y in order to make one more unit of X? That is your opportunity cost, right? Now they're saying define the two branches of economics, micro and macroeconomics. This is something we have discussed, right? So you can just answer this, right? And just look at the answer as well. It's in your CMP, so you can look at the answer. Describe and discuss the scope of economics in terms of problems of allocation of scarce resources, right? Again, this is something we have discussed. And the differentiation between command and market economy, these things, all three of them we have discussed. You can look at their solutions. You can also refer back to your notes for these questions. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now let's look at this question. It says in 2008, with a given quantity of resources and technology, country X is capable of producing combination of consumer goods and capital goods as set out below. So maximum consumer goods that can be produced is 120. If no capital goods are produced, that is 0. And maximum capital goods are 100 if no uh, consumer goods are produced, when that is 0. Using the data in the tables, sketch the production possibility frontier. So let's do this. So let's see, how do we do this? Okay, start with x and y axis. What is happening? Yeah, right. Now you see maximum quantity of, let's mark the axis. So this is K, which is capital goods. This is C, which is consumer goods. Maximum quantity of capital goods that can be produced is 100. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll divide this into this axis into 5 parts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So once you do that, each one of them is 20. So 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100. Okay, so that's your y-axis. And for consumer goods, you have a maximum of 120. So again, you can follow the same thing. You can just do 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. That's it. Okay, So this is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 and 120. That is how it works. Now let's plot all of the points. So you have 120 comma 0, which is this one. And here on capital goods, you have a maximum of 100 you can produce with 0 consumer goods, right? So this is 0 comma 100. Okay, let's plot all the intermediate points. You have 100 comma 30. So 100 of the consumer good and 30 of this. So exactly in the middle here, right? And I want to do 800 in terms of this. So somewhere here, and then you have 80 comma 60, right? So 18x and 60 here. So it is exactly, if I just put my scale, it's here, it's here, and then you have got 30 and 100, sorry, 50 and 80. Yeah, so 80 on capital good, 80 on consumer goods, sorry, yeah, 50 on consumer goods and 80 on capital goods. Yeah, so it's right between 40 and 60. It's here. Okay, so this is what your graph now looks like. Just connect all of them. Now in the next part of the question, we need to tell which points would be located outside the production possibility frontier. So let's do that. 100 in C and 50 in K. Okay, so 100 in C and 50 in K. No, this would be somewhere here. It's outside. So 100 comma 50 is outside. Because 100 comma 30 is on the line, so 100 comma 50 has to be outside. Then 90 comma 40. Okay, so 90 is somewhere here, 40 is here, so 90 comma 40 would just be again somewhere here. This is also outside. Sorry, my bad. 90 is here actually. It's in the middle of these two. 40 is here. Oh, yeah, this should be attainable. 90 comma 40 looks attainable. 30 comma 100. 30 comma 100 is here. This is not doable. And 10 comma 130. So 10 comma 130 would be here. This is also not doable. So the correct answer is 90 comma 40. So you can just attain this one. Right, now they're saying country X is making full use of its resources and producing 80 units of consumer good. Okay. Calculate the opportunity cost to country X in terms of capital good of producing 20 more units of consumer goods. Okay, so they are saying that they're using full all of the resources and producing 80 units of the consumer goods. So they are at the point 80, 60. Right? They are at the point 80, 60 here. This is where they are located right now. Okay. Now they are saying calculate the opportunity cost in terms of capital goods of producing 20 more. So they want to move to 100 in terms of consumer goods, right? So how many units will they lose in terms of capital goods is the question, right? So if they want to move from here 80, 60, they want to move to 100, right? So if they want to move to 100, they will reduce their production of capital goods, right, from 60 to 30, that is by 30 units. That is your answer. Okay. They are saying that we are producing 80 units of consumer good. What is the opportunity cost to country X in terms of capital goods? How much capital goods will we lose in order to increase my production of consumer goods by 20? I increase my production of consumer goods by 20, I will lose 30 units of capital goods. That's the idea. Thank you.